ever wondered what it would be like to almost be murdered by your boyfriend's dad?
Ew.
No? Well, you're gonna find out what it's like anyways. Life is Strange True Colors is the most recent addition to the Life is Strange series, and in my opinion, the best addition that could have come forward. This was developed by Deck 9 and published by Square Enix, and like all the other games in this incredible series, it is very positively reviewed. Now, before I introduce you to the series of cast members in this game that I found the most valuable or that I found the most enjoyable to experience as a player, I thought I would give you the runaround on how gorgeous this game is. Now, I certainly didn't expect the game series that gave me the most emotional whiplash that I've ever experienced in my life to start you off with such a calm, beautiful, peaceful scene and just throw you into this incredibly atmospheric adventure. They have this great knack for lulling you into a false sense of security with your characters and with the atmosphere right off the bat, so that way you can't pick up on all the stuff going on behind the scenes right from the beginning. Now, aside from the nature graphics and the characters, we're also going to be taking a look at the plot of this story because I did not see it coming, and I should have. Reviewing all of this game footage that I had, I realized that there were signs. There were signs as to who the bad guy was from the very beginning, and you just probably didn't pick up on it if you're like me because you were so intrigued by all of the characters and all of the speaking options. So, let's review. Welcome to the town of Haven Springs in Colorado. Here's where our story takes place, and we are very quickly introduced not only to the small town culture that this town has, but to our two main characters, Alex Chen and her brother Gabe. Now, for a little context, they've been separated for the past 8 years as Alex has been a part of the foster care system because they lost their father and then were separated. Like all Life is Strange games, somebody has to have a superpower, and that would be Alex, our main character. And she's got one of the best powers out there. She can actually tell if somebody likes her or not. Did anybody else want that power at some point in their life? Like high school, college, when you're asking out that special someone? No? Just me? Okay, right. I'll excuse myself right here. But in all seriousness, she can detect and somewhat control the emotions of the people around her. And that's pretty sick. And definitely very practical. This power is especially useful when trying to gather information and figure out who you can trust within this town. Why might you need some super sleuth powers? Maybe because in the first 10 minutes of this game, they decided to take the sweetest character, Gabe, who's also your brother, and basically chuck him off a cliff only to be totally obliterated by boulders. This scene was so hard for me to watch. I instantly wanted to cry. I thought for once we have this wonderful reunion between a brother and sister, and we're gonna have that wonderful, peaceful family dynamic we've always wanted from one of these games. But no, we can't have nice things. Life is Strange said no. We want to hurt you in every way possible, in every family dynamic possible. Thanks, Life is Strange. You did it again. Now, before I go off on any more of an angry tangent, let me introduce you to the characters that I found the most valuable in this game. I'm going to start with Ethan, who's the young child that we rescued in the mountains right before Gabe's untimely demise. He also happens to be Gabe's girlfriend, Charlotte's son. Now, he's important to this story because some of the pinnacle scenes in this whole game revolve around him. From the scene of us on the mountain, learning what it means to truly experience someone else's emotions, and the scene with him embarking on a D&D journey that the community set up for him in order to help him cope with the loss of Gabe, where we do take on his emotions in that scene as well, but we genuinely experience happiness for one of the first times in the game, and get a sense of the genuine nature of the characters in the town, as well as how they're currently dealing with the loss of Gabe, which will affect our end decision as well. The later part of this scene is actually my all-time favorite in this entire game, because you are literally transported into Ethan's imaginary world. This really encapsulates the range of Alex's powers, because it's only through her powers that she's able to experience this moment to the fullest. And we are so much better for it because it was so fun. I'm gonna have him do his Shield of Courage for the beginning.
Shield of Courage!
Oh, and then we can do another healing, actually. Oh, wait, we could double the next one? No, you know what? Yeah, we'll do another healing right after that.
Healing Serenade.
I love this! Oh, we have another one?
during him.
Oh, I love this. Okay. Daynor! Attack! It's dead. Strike of Wrath will hurt me too, so let's wait a little bit.
Ring of fire!
Ah, crap.
How much damage did that do? The next set of characters I'm going to introduce simultaneously because they are our love interests. We have a choice in this game. We can either romance Steph, the cool small town DJ, or Ryan, our brother's best friend and the man who inevitably saves our life. Now, I'm sorry to all the Steph fans out there. I did romance Ryan. I mean, look at this face. Wow! How can you say no to these cute puppy eyes? Aww. Both these characters brought with them some lighthearted banter and just added color to this game. Their personalities were very unique to the series, and I enjoyed them a lot, just in a very friendly way. In a true friend fashion, they also become your crime-fighting companions, helping you to elicit information from the locals and even flirt to steal a flash drive. The last character I want to address is Charlotte. I just thought she brought a lot to this story, especially with the complex emotions that she showcased in this particular scene, where we truly felt anger for the first time, and anger in a confusing way. As she goes through this sculpture that only we can see because we are now immersed in her reality after taking on her anger, we can understand what she's feeling through the visuals. She's mad at Alex because of the timing of things. Maybe if Alex hadn't come home, none of this would have happened in the first place. She's mad at Ryan because Ryan was there, his best friend, and he's supposed to save him if anything goes wrong, and he couldn't. And lastly, the most complex emotion that she's feeling at the time is just anger and frustration and maybe even a bit of hate towards her son. And she feels incredibly guilty for feeling this way towards him because she knows it truly wasn't his fault, but she can't help but blame him for the fact that he was there and he put Gabe and the rest of them in that situation to begin with. Charlotte just seemed like the most realistic character, and she seemed to have the most honest reaction to what happened and to Gabe's death and to everybody around her. And I just felt like her realism was just wonderful to experience, especially having not the same situation in my life, but a similar situation in my life. I could understand her emotions and where she was coming from and her anger, and it really made me connect to the game all the much more. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take a step off of this emotional roller coaster and get to the end of the game, which inevitably might put us back on the roller coaster, but let's see how it goes. I'm gonna show you my genuine reaction to finding out who the bad guy is, and then we'll talk about it.
Creating a labyrinth under Haven. What you're searching for is down below.
How do I safely get down there? Don't you push me, Jed. Don't you push me.
Jed, why are you sad?
Don't do it, Jed! No, Jed!
I'm sorry, kid.
No, Jed!
Okay. Just put the gun down.
I tried to talk you out of it. Scare you off.
How?
I was sure those pictures of Ryan and Steph would do the trick.
He's been spying on us!
But you were relentless. Won't leave damn well enough alone.
You don't have to do this.
I do. 12 years ago, I made a mistake. The kind of thing that you can't undo. But Typhon made me a deal. A way to save my town. Give my boy a normal life. I never wanted Gabe to get hurt.
Go to to hell.
Oh my gosh! What? Now, if you saw this ending coming when you were playing, please let me know, and please let me know what tipped you off to begin with. Looking back, I noticed that the scene with Ethan, where he shows up as the bad guy, was such a large foreshadowing event. Overall, I was absolutely thrilled with this ending. I personally had absolutely no idea that it was Jed. And there's a whole backstory with Jed where they were mining in an inappropriate area. He made a wrong call as a boss of that dig zone. He ended up losing a lot of men that day. The mining company wanted to shut it all up, so they paid him off. He became the hero of the town. And years later, that's what the explosion that ended up killing our brother was for, to finally cover up the entirety of that mine so nobody could figure out the poor choices he had made. But Jed, throughout this entire game, was nothing but a father figure to us. He had been like a father to Gabe in their father's absence, and when we arrived, he right away took on that role for us. Not to mention he's Ryan's dad, so that also swayed me because the whole time I'm like, oh, we gotta make sure we look good for Ryan's dad, our future mother-in-law. But to realize that he was the enemy of the story kind of broke my heart too, because Alex can never have nice things. Well, now we have Ryan, but we really trusted Jed. We truly felt like he meant well for our lives, and to have him turn around and try to murder us was horrible. But it made the moment oh so much sweeter when we literally trudged our injured selves back into town just to interrupt a town meeting to reveal everything that we had learned. Talk about a girl boss moment. It is at this point too that we realize what the importance of our interaction with the townspeople was. At this meeting, we reveal all of the evidence proving that Jed was in fact behind the explosion and the incident that happened years ago. And people could only believe us at our word at this moment, because obviously we just came from a cave, basically. We just crawled out of the dirt. We don't have all of our evidence on us right now. Our impression that we made on each and every individual townsperson affects whether or not they believe us or not. And in this meeting, they would stand up to show their support or to tell us that they don't believe us, basically. In the end, I had quite a few people on my side, and then this happened. What is that? What's happening? We're gonna make him tell the truth.
I know why you tried to kill me. It's not what you tell yourself. That you thought it was best for Haven. This was never about Haven at all, was it? This was about you.
Yes.
I know it's easier, not having to think about the men you buried. You want to look away and pretend the people you hurt aren't people. But I won't let you. You hate yourself. You hate what you did in the past. You hate what you've done to keep it secret. And the more you deny that hatred, the worse it grows. I know who you are. I've seen the worst parts of you.
I think that's the only way.
And I forgive you.
This ending was a beautiful unity of character progression, experience, and our understanding of Alex's power. because she was able to bring out the true emotions that Jed had been burying forever with his guilt to the surface in order to make him confess what he had done. This game was a series of wild emotions, crazy experiences, and lovely, lovely gameplay. I absolutely loved it. I'm a huge fan of this series. I hope that they go on to make more things like this. I've become such a fan of games in this style, and I hope that you get a chance to play this. Let me know your thoughts on this game in the comments below. And if you don't already know, I am running a stream gear giveaway. I'm giving away $165 worth of streaming accessories. If you want to get in on that, check it out on my YouTube page. There's a whole video about it. In the meantime, drink water, eat good food, take a mental health break, and make good choices.